I promise, this order was not rigged. This is actually the order the battles happened. Anyway, got a battle here against the Second Coming, and sends out a Heat Rotom, and last time I played in 4th, those things were Electric and Ghost and were banned on Wi-Fi, but I'm aware that's now Electric Fire with Levitate. So, yeah. Now, 2nd played a lot in 5th, I know that, and 5th makes me think Ferrothorn, so that makes me think let's not Spore, let's just stick to the plan of Sticky Web, and hey, what do you know, Ferrothorn actually comes in, so there's a Grass type that would dodge a Spore. And we're just going to get out of here now with Parting Shot. That's what Smeargle's meant to do. Set that up, and then Parting Shot out. And that'll allow whatever wants to come in to eat a Gyro Ball a little bit more comfortably. Since Pharaoh came in before I got the web up, he doesn't have a speed drop, so his Gyro Ball is not going to be souped up, and that'll be nice. So think about what to drop in, and I think we're going to go with the most offensive option I could pick, which would be Machamp. So in comes Gutsman, and he wants to set up Stealth Rock, so it doesn't bother me too much because no one's really going to get wrecked by it, but it does break Color Man Sash when he comes back in since we have no Rapid Spinner. So I know Pharaoh himself can spin. I'm not sure how the conflicts with the egg moves and stuff, that shouldn't apply anymore. Transfer, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to wait and see what 4 moves he can have. And we got a couple of options here. We can either Dynamic Punch, which would be okay. It's going to get confusion on something probably. We could Fire Blast, which would be the most risky move, but could have the biggest payoff. Or we could Stone Edge just to get some coverage on something that may want to switch in, but obviously it would be worst option against Ferrothorn, I guess, besides Bullet Punch. Also I think would avoid Iron Barbs, but whatever. Anyway, we're going to decide to go, we'll take it all the way down to the end. We're running Calcs to see, because I know Pharaoh has pretty decent special defense. He ends up to withdraw and send out Tentacruel, which makes me very sad because we did go for Fire Blast, and now he sees I have it. So I think we, he may actually be almost back to full. I think I lose more HP than he does probably, and let's see, Tentacruel can do a number of things. It has leftovers, so that makes me think it's going to be some sort of a wall utility type thing. And we can either Dynamic Punch to get it confused, or we can just Stone Edge, which will give the most damage possible. And I think we're going to go for the latter because I believe Tentacruel's physical defense is not quite up there, so maybe with Life Orb we can get a 2-hit KO? I don't know. Seems like something I'm interested in going for, but we're definitely going to milk the clock and use some calculations. So there's a Rapid Spin, and gets rid of the Sticky Web, of course, which might be okay because that gets rid of Ferrothorn's stuff. I was also checking to see if I might possibly be faster since Tentacruel did come into Web, but I'm not. So that did under half, and I'm kind of thinking I'm maybe going for it again. I don't know. Maybe switch out to somebody else, as he's probably going to go for an attack move now. Either that or set up something like Toxic Spikes. That would be pretty bad all around. You know, I could theoretically send in Splash Woman and, you know, get around Toxic Spikes this time, but she's going to switch out and she's going to get poisoned eventually if he does set up Toxic Spikes. So and won't be able to really do anything to Tentacruel anyway, apart from, I guess, burn it. Anyway, so he's gonna withdraw and sends in Pharaoh again, and we're just gonna keep going for Stone Edge and expect I can maybe live a Surf for a Sludge Bomb or something, and at least we take Life Orb, but at least we don't take Iron Barbs from that. So I think this time I'm gonna go with the kind of the middle option between expecting a switch and expecting Pharaoh to stay in. He's done nothing but switch for the majority of his turns, and we're just gonna pop a D-punch on this thing, and I bet it wishes it was a ghost because it got critted and one-shotted by Dynamic Punch. I'm not sure how much bulk he has invested there, but I'm pretty sure that critical mattered quite a bit. I think if it's max bold, even a crit will not kill, so it might be like a little specially invested or speed, special attack, something else. But anyway, suffice to say, we probably needed just about all of that crit damage to get that one shot there. And Gutsman already did his job. He took out somebody, and yeah, he's running out of HP from Life Orb. All of the damage he has taken has been from Life Orb, but it was definitely worth it to get that Rotom out of the way. Those things can be very annoying. So he Sludge Bombs, gets a crit himself, and gets the poison. So I Stone Edge and do not get a crit, which I guess is fair that he got the crit. However, let's see, that's probably low enough that if he had not gotten the poison, I don't think I would have been able to kill with a Bullet Punch anyway, but I certainly would have had the chance to go for it at least. Anyway, actually, no, I wouldn't have died from Life Orb, because, yeah, that damage had already been applied. Anyway, free drop, and that means we're going to send in a race and get Nugget up and have something happen or other. in this situation. I'm actually not sure if I'd be faster or not, since, possibly. Anyway, we're gonna get Mega Evolved regardless. Should be able to live one of anything. That's generally what I like to say. He's gonna be able to live something unless it's super powerful, super effective, or a powerful stab from full HP, which he doesn't actually quite have. But anyway, we're just gonna Shadow Claw, and we are faster. Gets a crit. Did not need it, obviously, and you know, we didn't get anything nice and set up, but we did get Mega Evolved, and that is always something I like to do. That's going to set up Magic Bounce for being very effective later on, as we already have that up and active. So, anyway, Pharaoh drops back in, and I'm not really about to stay in here and eat a Gyro Ball, and we're just going to switch out to somebody else. We could switch out to Gliscor, would probably be the best option to take it. Physical Wall, and we could knock off his lefties, albeit taking Iron Barb's damage, and hopefully eventually whittle him down with Earthquake and other stuff. So he's just going to immediately switch out and bring in Gara. So we get intimidated on Shade Man, and we get Toxic Orb up, though. I don't know if it wants to Mega Evolve or not. Possibly so, possibly yes. Either way, I would like to get a Toxic on it in case it wants to start DDing up. You know, Gyarados is one of these guys who just boosts his attack by 1 each time, so Splash Woman tends to handle those pretty well. But I'm actually going to switch out here into Color Man. Maybe we can get it spored. You know, I don't know. Something. Just want to see what it wants to do. And it wants to taunt. So that's about the worst thing that could possibly happen. And then I click Fight. I don't know if I'm trying to check my PP or what I'm trying to do. But by clicking Fight when you have an all status category moveset, the game just decides that you want to struggle. So I was a little bit irked at myself right there for not remembering that. I didn't actually click a move game. Anyway, whatever. So he gets a DD up basically for free, and I'm just going to switch out now to prevent him from getting up more DDs. But he just goes straight for a Waterfall, perhaps just being nice for my misclick there. And yeah, unfortunately, he does not have, we don't have Toxic on him, so we're not going to be stalling him out quite as well. And we also know that he does pack Taunt, so we may as well, I think we've seen he has lefties, may as well try for an Acid Armor if he wants to taunt me this turn. He's pretty much at full anyway, so get some luck there. He goes for a Stone Edge, trying to get some initial damage on there, and then I show him Acid Armor. So, and then Scald on the very next turn inflicts a burn, and yeah, Vaporeon just kind of completely rolled Gyarados there. We got Acid Armor up, so I'm at +2 defense. That'll be 200 defense at level 50. And we got Gyarados burned. Status category moves are locked due to Taunt, but I certainly don't mind shooting Scald at pretty much anything that comes in. Seems like a decent option. Just going over some of the calcs here to see how much this Gara can do, I guess. Once again, milking the clock for every bit of time we can spend to think in battle. Even though I'm pretty sure at this point we have one option, which is go for Scald, because it's, yeah, it's Scald. It is very good. Anyway, thinking about it, milking that clock, I don't know why. Should be a pretty obvious choice, getting almost down to single digits, and he's just going to DD up again. And we're just going to keep shooting him with Scald, because that is the only option I have. Anyway, he is losing 1/16, and yeah, he has halved attack due to burn. He's got 2 DDs now, though, so he's back up to neutral, but I also have +2 defense, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, I'm just going to be content to stay in here and keep going for Scald. There's a Stone Edge that does pretty basically nothing. Crit would have done a fair chunk more since it would have gotten through my defense boosting, but even so, I don't think it would have been too life-threatening whatsoever. So Gara's pretty much done, at least for right now. Burned Gara equals very sad Gara, and against +2 defense Splash Woman is very, very sad Gara. So we have Splash Woman doing what she's meant to do with this Acid Armor. This move that I didn't think was kind of be that useful, but hey, look at this. It's actually very good. So he wants to taunt. I actually had an option there. What I should have done was protect and block the taunt and get more burn damage, but I guess this way it kind of works out okay, as you know, the burn damage, if he had died, I might have been taunted for a greater amount of time against something else. But anyway, sends in Gastrodon, and hey, look at that. Second, just like Malus, has Sticky Hold Gastro as well. So my 4th gen senses are pleased with this, but that does mean that Splash is going to be able to get it burned at some point. But obviously predicting a Toxic against something that he desperately would like to get Toxic, and we have a Magic Bounce guy. So that is definitely what we're going to go to, and instead, let's get Gastrodon Toxic. At 109 HP, I can probably live any single hit from him, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a Swords Dance up and see what wants to come in, which will be the Gara, which will get me down to -1, which will get me up to +1 with Swords Dance. As we are already Mega'd, we should indeed be faster, as of course he is not Scarfed, so we're free to kill this and potentially do lots of damage to something else that comes in. Gara is basically death fodder at this point, and I'm sure that's probably all he's going to be intent to use it for, but it's also kind of useful death fodder because of Intimidate, so he's going to save it for now and go in and get some Iron Barbs, you know, whittling me down, and now maybe I can't take some things that maybe I could have taken before, like a shot from Gastrodon, so I don't believe, based on how much that did, Sucker Punch doing a little over 50% more with Stab is not going to do enough, so we're just going to, again, leave, but at least we got a little bit of dent out of Pharaoh, who does not have any recovery, I believe, outside of Rest. I don't think he gets Pain Split. I think that's just Fortress. But anyway, gonna switch out here, probably back into Erase Man, or Shade Man, sorry. More creepy dudes. Which, waiting, yep, okay, go into Shade Man. Alright, we want to get those lefties knocked off, ideally. Here's a Gyro Ball, does about 50 points or so. We weren't at full HP. So I feel perfectly comfortable here, unless he perhaps has Leech Seed. That may be a bit of a problem, although I believe Poison Heal will negate the damage we take, but of course he'll be gaining. So we're going to knock off, and nope, Sticky Hold. Sticky Hold, can't knock off Gastrodon. He's going to keep his lefties. And right here, you know, he is Toxic, of course, and of course we're already Toxic as well, but that's good for me, bad for him. I can't believe I said that. Anyway, what we're going to do here, I think I can probably take a doubled Ice Beam from full. So I'm going to Roost and see if he wants to go for it. And he actually picks a really smart move and Recover. You know, it seems kind of obvious, well, you know, you don't have full HP, click Recover. But now, I'm at full HP, which means I can't click Roost. I can, but it's going to fail. And that means I will not be able to negate my Flying type, and that means I will take 4 times damage from Ice. So that was a really smart move on his part, getting me, tricking me, I guess, perhaps into using Roost, and now he's going to be able to, no matter what, Ice Beam for the full damage. So that's going to prompt me to switch out here, and he could certainly go for Toxic as I go to Vaporeon. That would be absolutely devastating, but I don't really care to go to anyone else. Perhaps I could have gone to Smeargle here. He's still around, but he instead goes for Ice Beam, which thankfully does not freeze. And now I'm probably just going to go right back. Let's see. Well, I could go right back to Shade Man and play a you know, Toxic versus Ice Beam Prediction War. We could get that going on, or I can mix something up. He's gonna switch out and bring in Gara. And what are we gonna do? Okay, yeah, we're gonna protect first and foremost to stall for some more Toxic stuff. So let's see. Looking at how much HP he has between lefties and stuff, I think lefties is gonna push him over being able to, he should survive the next turn. So I could have protected there if I thought he was going to die, but instead I just decided to try to get up a Wish in case he did not want to taunt, and if he did want to taunt, then that's 1 turn. Yep, he indeed does survive. So that's 1 turn of taunt now that I will have burned for whatever comes in next, in case I need to get access to my status category moves sooner rather than later. So he just waterfalls there. I don't know with Stone Edge even would have done much there. Perhaps with a crit, it might have gotten me down to, like, I don't know, the mid 220s or 210, something like that. But anyway, here comes in a Haxorus, another Dragon Dance dude. And the difference is here I have my status category moves locked for a turn or two due to Taunt. I think Taunt is now a set amount of turns, so I clicked to make sure I haven't missed the Taunt expiring, and he's just going to DD up, and I kind of have 1 move to use, which is Scald. Splash is effectively my physical wall against boosting physical attackers, whereas Shade does not do too well against them. So Dragon Claw hurts a lot, but now we're going to get up to double defense, so we're outgaining him on the defensive side. However, I now need to put a Wish in the air, and this is going to be a very dicey series of turns here with Haxorus versus Vaporeon. Get down to 33 HP, and my hand is kind of forced. Unfortunately, he's a Dragon Dancer, so he's going to be perfectly able to DD up on the turn I protect, but at the same time, I have to play safe, and I have to get back my 9/16 of my HP with lefties and Wish. So now back up to a somewhat comfortable amount, and we will probably, we're going to Acid Armor up again, and lefties is going to put us up, I think, high enough to hopefully live another D-Claw. Once again, we're going to put a Wish in the air and just try to slowly outstat him, as we now live with 20 HP, and get back up to 34 with that, and once again, going to protect as he Dragon Dances, and very predictable, but again, my hand is kind of forced, have to do it. He goes for Dragon Claw, however, which is an interesting prediction. Certainly, last turn we did this, he Dragon Danced, so perhaps that would have been a turn for me to use Scald, try to get away with a naked Wish, if you will. But we just decided to play safe and certainly save my bacon right there, as opposed to going for Scald or something else. But I get my third Acid Armor up, so now I'm at +6, and I believe he's at +2. He got one Dragon Dance up, and then he got another one up on my Protect, so I think he's at +2. But we're going to go for Scald here, and perhaps I should have gone for Wish, but I guess I figured at +6 I should be able to live one at 78. We're flirting with disaster here, certainly, as we get knocked down to 29. We've been knocked down to the red 3 times by this thing, but it's always been, I've just had that confidence in Splash Woman that you'll live it, you got this, you got this, Splash. So anyway, once again, though, we're going to Protect, and this time he's going to go back to DD up, which is obviously the correct play when I Protect. So we're back up to a pretty good amount, and yes, Scald is doing about 20% or so, so we should be alright to try to rush damage with Scald at this point. I think we can probably live 2 Dragon Claws at this point. And there we go, there's the burn, but there is a Lumberry, so that cancels out Scald's hacks. And, we already got the hacks on Gara, so I guess that's good that that one got erased. At this point, it looks like 2 more Scalds should probably kill. So, barring a crit, I think we'll be okay. We still have Mega Absol waiting in the wings, so we still have Sucker Punch that we can rely on should Vappy get critted here. But instead, Vaporeon decides that she's going to get the critical instead. So, just to rub more salt in the wound right there. If we get the crit instead of second, who... obviously, any crit at that point, and we would have been very, very in a big pickle. So, Gastrodon comes in, and I could Protect and potentially Scald. I'm going to run the calcs right here to see if that's going to be enough to kill him. Quickly decides Gastro is a special wall. No, it is not. So, we're going to leave and go to somebody else, I would imagine. May as well Protect here, though, get some more lefties and get some more poison. Toxic damage racked up. I don't know if I do or not, though, but I see... no reason not to. We could go to... So the only one we've had... Well, it's actually... it's 5-2 right now, so it looks kind of lopsided, but definitely that Haxorus was pretty scary. Although I think we had Erase Man. I think he would have been able to... I don't know, though. Sucker Punch is never a sure thing with Dragon Dance and low PP. Anyway, I'm going to decide to go into Sword Man, who's just going to dodge the Toxic completely. And... this is, again, why I probably should have waited, gotten one more turn protected there with Vaporeon to get him down a little bit lower. I'm going to Shadow Ball here, see how much it does. And it does quite a bit. Another turn of Toxic, and maybe that would have been able to just kill it right there. But instead, he does get a Scald off, doesn't burn, which is quite nice, as, I might not care about the attack drop, but I would care about the extra damage. So... he's down very low, and I possibly should have switched out there. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see what his last is. We're just going to finish it off with Shadow Ball. And actually, that's Ferrothorn, right? Yeah, that hasn't died yet, so I knew what his last was. And we could hit it with a special attack, or we could hit it with Sacred Sword, which would be super effective, but hitting his higher defense and activating Iron Barbs. So I think we're just going to go with hitting the special side. At this point, it's pretty much on lock. We just have too much stuff that Pharaoh was not going to be able to deal with. especially without rest, recover, leech seed, any of that stuff. He does indeed go for leech seed, but just to throw more salt on that open wound, leech seed misses, so he doesn't even get the pleasure of having Pharaoh get a kill on the sword. Instead, Swordman gets to take himself out with Life Orb. So that's the game. Vaporeon obviously did much of the work in that game. Just completely dominated Gyarados and Haxorus, dodging the criticals somehow. I mean, I guess it's more likely than not, right? Anyway, so that was a good game second, and I guess my first win of 6th Gen. So yeah, thanks for playing, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Later days.